Almost everything is coming up Queensland this morning with a 14-year-old from the Gold Coast making Australian Olympic history. Arissa True nailed her performance to take the top podium spot in the women's park skateboarding.
She has become Australia's youngest ever medalist. Separately, there's been good news in the velodrome, but heartbreak for the Boomers in Paris. Let's find out more and bring in our reporter in Paris, Tom Maddox. Tom, g'day to you. I can't get enough about this story about Arissa. Tell us.
Neither can we here in Paris, Lisa. We've just spoken to the 14-year-old and she is just wonderful. So we'll bring you a bit of that very shortly. But in Arissa winning the gold medal today, as you say, she becomes the youngest gold medalist in Australian Olympic history, and she surpasses the previous record holder, which is Sandra Morgan, the swimmer in 1956. There are a few others who won medals at a very young age. Liesl Jones also, the swimmer, of course, won gold at the age of just 15. But this was such a nail-biting finish, the women's park final in the Place de la Concorde in the heart of Paris today. Arissa True really saved her best run for last. She posted her top score in her final run, so that meant she catapulted from the bronze medal position to the gold medal position, and then she just had to wait for a few other skaters to post their final runs before ultimately confirming that she had won the gold medal. So she won ahead of Japan's Kokona Hiraki in silver and Great Britain's Sky Brown in bronze. So True's win gave Australia its 14th gold medal of these Paris Games, and she said afterwards that a coach just encouraged her to go all out in that last run, and she responded with, "Yep, who cares, all or nothing." We spoke to her a short time ago.
It feels amazing having the gold medal around my neck. It's been like my goal since watching the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Just like that inspired me and made me want to come to this Olympics and just get to the podium, which is amazing. I just wanted to go to the Olympics. I wanted to push myself and just be there and compete with all the girls. And from then I just been skating every single day.
So where to now for Arissa True, a gold medalist at the age of 14? This result, though, Lisa, doesn't come from anywhere. She landed a 900, that is a 900-degree spin in a half-pipe earlier this year. And that got the praise of the skating icon Tony Hawk, and it was fitting because Tony was in the crowd today to cheer on the women in the park final. So too were a bunch of fans very excited at the win from Arissa.
I can't imagine everything going through her head at that moment. So much pressure for such a young age, but she pulled it out for us and took home gold.
It just takes an incredible amount of skill to watch the kids do it. She's 14. It's just amazing. I look at that and I've got these two and they're 7 and 9.
It's a really hard thing to be able to get into the Olympics, let alone get a gold. So she's done really well.
We are cheering for her from here. I've got goosebumps over that story, Tom. And our cyclists are adding to the medal tally as well.
It's been a good day for the velodrome for Australia. The team sprint team from the team sprint from Australian men, we raced against the French for bronze, and Australia finished almost 42 seconds ahead of the home nation and claimed bronze. So there were some great scenes on the track afterwards. The team were in tears, and that's the first medal in that event since Sydney hosted the Games in 2000. And then great news for the men's team pursuit. Australia posted a world record time in the heats earlier today, so that means they're riding for gold against Great Britain tomorrow, Lisa.
There was heartbreak for the Boomers. We've got to end on some bad news, sadly. Tom, they're out of the Olympics.
We do. This is a difficult one for basketball fans in Australia. Such high emotions today. It was always going to be a really big task to beat Serbia in the knockout stages, and we didn't have the greatest of form going through the group stages, of course only winning one of those games. But Australia came to play today at Bercy Arena, and they shot out to a commanding lead, up to 24 points at one stage in that second quarter. That was largely thanks to Patty Mills, who really caught fire, and Josh Giddey too, ably assisting Patty. But it was Nikola Jokic, the three-time NBA MVP, who was bound to make his way into the contest at some point. And the Serbians came back in a bad third quarter for the Australians, a tight last quarter, and then with seconds to play on the clock, Lisa, it was none other than Patty Mills. Who else would we expect to step up at the clutch moment? Patty Mills sinking it two with less than 2 seconds on the clock to force the game into overtime. So we had 5 more minutes to play. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out for the Australians. Nikola Jokic was really the one that landed the fatal blow for the Australians, and the Serbians ended up winning by 5. So not to be for the Boomers, who of course won that historic bronze in Tokyo 3 years ago.
When Patty hit the shot to send it into overtime, everyone went off their rocker, and we had the whole area behind us cheering for Australia, and everyone just lost their mind. It was insane.
Such a good game. So glad we got to see them, and hopefully the women can beat Serbia tomorrow.
Oh my God, my heart was racing. I don't think I've ever felt so excited for a game.
The Opals play Serbia tomorrow, so let's hope for some more success there for the Australian women. And in water polo, quickly, Lisa, good news for the men and the women. The Stingers, they beat Greece 9-6 in the quarterfinals. The men, known as the Sharks, are on this dream run through these Paris Games. One of the stories of these games, and they're playing in the quarterfinals tomorrow against the USA.
What a great wrap-up of the day. Thank you, Tom.